And then for the real magic to happen, you have to move on to step number 2, which is to reflect. You've got to think about what you're reading. If you're reading, but your TV's on, you're checking your phone every 90 seconds, don't you be coming to me and saying, yeah, this quiet time thing's not working, Pastor Bear. No. Sorry. Turn down the noise in your life. Jesus wants your brain and your heart to be fully engaged during this time, fully operational. Now, someone explained to me years ago that there are really 3 parts to reflecting. And what I'm going to share with you next, some of you already know, but I found this tremendously helpful. It unlocks the Bible for me like nothing else does. It's like milking a cow. You know, there's a way. How many of you have ever milked a cow? I grew up, you guys are all farmers over, nobody, one kitty in the back. So this is the, what, country folk, city folk? Is that how this works? That's funny. Raise your hands again if you milked a cow. Look around. Oh, no, you're lying now. No. But there's a way to do it. I grew up in Iowa. I had farmers in my family, and I went to an uncle's in the summer and helped him bale hay, and he had me milk cows one week with him. I thought, piece of cake, you know, the thing's so big, just grab and tug, you know. And the cow just looked at me like, what are you doing? He started to snort at me. I wanted to tip him over. Like, he talked to me that way. And my uncle came over and said, he watched me struggle a bit. Here, do it like this. And to this day, I can't tell you how I did it, but, you know, whether it's tug here, spit in your hands, go, milk, spout forth. I don't know what I did, but it worked. It worked. And the point is, this is kind of the way I approach the Bible. If you don't have a kind of an idea in mind, a pathway, you're going to struggle to get something out of it. But if you follow these 3 things I'm going to give you right now, get ready, because your milk pail's going to get full. And the first step is this: observation. So you read a passage and you're asking the question, what do I see? And as you're reading the passage, your passage for the day, whether it's a chapter or a paragraph or whatever, you're to look for very specific details and descriptions, maybe a sentence, maybe a phrase, maybe even just a word catches your eye. A word, meditating on one word can be so enriching. Even if what you're observing doesn't seem all that important at the moment, jot it down, because that might be the linchpin to some greater revelation a little later on. And by observation, we mean nothing more than that. We always want to rush ahead and apply the Bible. Well, what are you saying to me, God? Do observation first. Put on your Sherlock Holmes hat and be like you're walking into a crime scene and say, what do I see? So now let's practice this. I want to put a picture on the screen right now, and let's make some observations. All right? So give me some observations about what you are seeing. It's a cat. You could get even more specific than that. It's a kitten. You could get even more specific than that. It's an orange kitty. You can get even more specific than that. It's got striped little white on it. Its paws are up. It's got dark eyes. These are all observations. What else do you observe? Is that the timer? Do I have to be done? What else do you observe? Fingers on the trigger. The gun's pointed at the cat. He's sitting on a windowsill. The shade is closed. It's a little dirty. It's his left hand. All right, those are observations. If you said, there's a person who's hurting a cat there, would that be an observation? No, you can't. You don't know what's going on. You don't even know if there's a person there. What if it's a toy hand and it's how the cat plays with itself when its owner's gone? Yes? See, you can't say, my neighbor abuses animals. I'm calling the animal shelter right now. You don't know that. See, but this is what we do with the Bible. We make all kinds of conclusions before we've made observations. Only after we do observations do we go on to the next step, which is this: interpretation. Now we start asking questions. We ask, what does it mean? And the key to this is to ask lots and lots of questions. So we'd ask, okay, is that a person in there with the cat? Is that my neighbor? Maybe it's an intruder. Maybe it is a toy hand. Maybe the cat's not scared. Maybe the cat's playing. Why are kittens so darn cute? Clearly cats are better than dogs. I mean, those are things you could think, right? No. You do know I'm yanking on your chains with that. And I'm sure you can give it back. So, interpretations where we ask questions. Now with interpretation, because we're asking questions, we have to roll up our sleeves and do a little more work. When it comes to reading our Bibles, it might mean we have to look at a study Bible and look at the notes. We might want to look at commentaries or a concordance, which is a beautiful tool. I won't explain that to you right now, but it's a wonderful tool to have. Bible dictionary or an atlas. You might have to go to the internet. The two best sites that I use for Bible study are BibleHub.com and BibleGateway.com. How many of you have been to either of these sites? Your assignment this week is I want everybody to go to one of these two sites and play around and just have some fun. It's an amazing tool. So this step will require effort, but my oh my, is it worth it? Someone once said that the Bible is not like a carpenter's shop where the sawdust gets thrown away, but the Bible is like a goldsmith shop where even the dust is precious. I love that. And so bring that same spirit to your work with the Bible. And God will bless you. God will speak to you. Even the driest bone of Scripture has marrow, has life to give. Which then brings us to step 3, which is application, where we ask the question, okay, what should I do about it? Lord, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to live in light of this? What should I be working on today? What are you saying to me? And with the kitten, your application might be any number of things. If you've done your work properly and you learn there's an intruder, you're going to do what? Call the police, right? If you learn that it's your neighbor and he's abusing the cat, you have a different action. If you learn that the cat's playing, you might laugh with your neighbor. How you respond depends on your observation and your interpretation. Too many people, when they read the Bible, skip right to application. But application is where the magic happens. This is when God begins to speak to you. This is when we start to be transformed.